halotestin and trenbolone.
Quick cow gains.
Quick cow gains, baby. They both look shredded as fuck. But then you see them in person and they're just like, so cute.
What is your profession?
Test.
Testosterone cypionate.
Oh, she's trying to inject it straight up the ass. Gotta make sure the troll here is as tall as possible. What's up, boys? How's it going? So we thought that we'd rank PEDs on just how much they affect appearance. Obviously, we're not doctors.
We look like some.
Jack doctors, baby. Let's go. We're not diagnosing anything.
Yeah.
We probably don't know shit.
Yeah.
This is just from our experience and from our own research.
Yep, some anecdotal opinions right now. Your physical appearance is going to be like the first line of any speculation in terms of like if there's anything negative happening with your health. If you get an off look, you start getting reddish, you start looking kind of weird, grainy, some weird like varicose veins start popping out. I mean, it's usually one of the first signs. Regardless of biomarkers and stuff, just physical appearance, it's kind of something that you can tell like, all right, something might be iffy.
And a lot of people just want shortcuts. And this is here to explain to you which things will affect you in the short term, but also how it can affect your health and your looks in the long term as well, and why it may or may not be the best decision to take, unless you know what you're doing and then you do a proper procedure that you've made for yourself. So it seems that the more a PED can affect your physical appearance, the more it can be deleterious to your long-term health, your biomarkers, as well as your long-term appearance or your appearance long-term. Of course, the dosage that you're taking as well as the time that you're taking each substance is going to be the biggest variables in obviously, you know, how it's going to affect your body and your physical appearance. But the more that you do, the more you'll change. And that can be in organ condition, skin condition, acne, hair retention, viralization such as vocal cords and body hair growth, and then the list just keeps going on.
PED use is kind of like anything else where the dose makes the poison. So for a lot of compounds, there's kind of diminishing returns that you'll get where you hit a certain threshold. Anything beyond that, you might see a little bit of anabolic changes, but the diminishing returns are in the negative side effects. So you're gonna see some serious side effects in terms of like what Niall said. So anything from virilization, organ conditions, liver enzymes, stuff like that, it's gonna create major side effects for you for just a minimal gain.
But all things considered, suppose that we choose a standard dosage for a standardized time frame. These are our thoughts.
Chemsex.
Chemsex. We did a little research with a bunch of random substances and we looked up stuff on these drugs called chemsex drugs. Like GHB, GBL, poppers. Apparently ketamine is in that list. Cocaine.
Yep. Cialis.
Cialis. Shit probably doesn't change your appearance, but shit's fire.
Change your dick.
Just kidding. You guys should do this shit. Don't do that. We're not promoting these products, nor do we sell these products.
Purely humor.
So number 10 on the list is going to be nootropics or cognitive enhancers. Obviously, these are just going to be things that will, you know, possibly improve cognition or memory, but they're not going to change physical appearance. They are still technically considered performance enhancing drugs for that sake. These are normally more for people that are suffering from things like attention deficit hyperactivity and other things such as Alzheimer's, but there's like, honestly, there are a lot of people that abuse this in order to improve their memory. I think it's best probably to do research on the long-term effects before you like delve into any of these things. It's
kind of like the philosophy of Occam's razor. So the simplest solution is usually going to be the best one for you. A lot of people attribute their success in life to a potential concoction of nootropics, stuff that can upregulate BDNF, choline, stuff like that. A lot of the times though, it's a lot simpler than that. Just having a healthy lifestyle, kind of diving into your psychological behavior and trying to work that out. It's going to do a lot more than just thinking a drug's going to fix everything.
But number 9 is healing and neuroprotective peptides. So peptides such as BPC 157 or TB 500, which is actually now thymosin beta 4. These are obviously peptides that can be used to boost healing and recovery, and most likely are not going to make any changes in your physical appearance, especially short term. Long term, obviously you could say like, oh, say you have a broken leg, well, your leg's probably going to be, I mean, if it actually speeds up the recovery of your healing, then your leg's gonna look maybe a little different, a little quicker.
A little girthier.
In a good way. A little girthier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this thing is probably not going to affect your physical appearance.
Yeah.
Then again, it also does. It is good for gut health. So maybe that might affect your external features, such as like your skin.
Yeah.
In the long term.
Yeah.
But like, I really think that it's all negligible.
It is, yeah. I mean, TB and BBC, it's pretty benign in terms of the physical effects that it has on you. It's more so internal work. It's pretty subtle in the effects that it does have in terms of the healing process.
Number 8 is GW501516. We thought we would just throw in cardarine in there for the sake, but essentially cardarine is something that will boost your cardio ability so you can burn more calories when you're doing cardio. I don't really think this is going to affect your appearance whatsoever, or like short term. Maybe it might help you burn more calories, and so maybe you might look a little bit leaner in the long term when you are trying to, you know, be in a calorie deficit and do a cut. I think it's negligible.
Yeah, yeah. It could help biomarkers, so it does help with cholesterol a little bit, cardiovascular endurance type stuff. It does help with.
I would look up the research literature on what you think about its potential for cancer before you take it, but
yeah. Yeah, it's good to know.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Number 7, something I'm kind of excited to talk about. I don't know why. I'm never going to take it, but it's just super like interesting to me. Insulin. So I don't believe insulin will change your appearance very much short term. I think the way that insulin can change your appearance long term is something that is debated commonly in the bodybuilding community. So insulin is used when bodybuilders are consuming large amounts of food, more often than not with high amounts of supplementing growth hormone to keep their blood sugars in healthy range, preserve function of their beta cells in their pancreas long term, and then also shuttle the food into their muscles. I would believe that this would increase your water weight drastically, because obviously you're storing more of this as glycogen rather than raising your blood sugar so much. You want to make sure that you have a blood sugar level of below 90 when you're fasted in the morning, and then below 130 a couple hours after your big meal. So there's also some research literature showing that low levels of insulin are linked to longevity. So to be honest, who's not to say that like higher levels of insulin might age you quicker and thus also age your external features quicker, you know? I don't know if this is true.
There is a lot of room for abuse, and actually with insulin it can be deadly if you use it too much. In terms of glycogen retention, a lot of big bodybuilders that use super physiological levels of insulin, they do get a freakish look to them. It's a huge physical change.
There's a lot of debate in the bodybuilding industry claiming that insulin is what's leading to a lot of these big guts. I don't know really what it could be, or maybe it's a combination of insulin plus the growth hormone. Really, no one really knows. Honestly, there's no research literature on this. You can't claim anything on it. The guy who brought insulin to the bodybuilding industry claims that, like, if you look at his pictures when he started taking insulin and afterwards, he had no changes to the size of his gut either. All of it is anecdotal evidence. I don't know. If you're not trying to be a heavyweight bodybuilder on the pro stage or on the Olympian stage, and you're just trying to have like a half natty physique, then I would probably highly recommend that you do not take insulin.
Insulin is kind of one of those things where it's just icing on the cake. Insulin is going to be the thing that raises you to that next level. It's not realistic for most people, especially like you said, unless you're on the top stage for bodybuilding competitions. It's kind of overkill.
So number 5 and number 6 is growth hormone secretagogues and growth hormone increasing peptides, as well as growth hormone. Is definitely going to change your physical appearance, but it is all dependent on dosage. If you're taking very, very, very small dosages, say like you're taking 2 to 3 IUs every day, I don't think there's going to be almost any changes in your physical appearance. I think maybe it might help with your hair, skin, and nails. You might look a little bit nicer. You might keep a little bit more of a youthful look. Your water weight might increase just a tad bit. You could potentially maintain a little bit more muscle mass and then burn just a tiny little bit more fat. But I think the physical appearances, especially short term, say that you were only taking it in a month, you probably wouldn't see any difference. This is just an opinion, but like I feel like you would have to like take it for years for you to really see a difference. 2 to 3 IUs. Big heavyweight bodybuilders on the Olympian stage, they take up to 16 IUs a day, which is, I think,
insane.
Which I think is, well, if you're not trying to be a heavyweight bodybuilder, then you definitely should not be taking anywhere close to near that much. That's going to enlarge your organs. It's also going to enlarge all your soft tissue. And so soft tissue includes your nose, your ears, just your head, your hands. like everything just grows in size. And so if you're taking like upwards of like, you know, anywhere 10, 16, I don't know how high, but like if you're taking that much IUs of growth hormone, then you're definitely going to have a lot of changes in the physical appearance, potentially even short term. Those are some insane dosages.
Yeah, the dose makes the poison for sure.
Yeah.
I think the reason it's ranked above everything else so far is that it does help to create a youthful look, especially when you're in your older ranges of age. It helps with collagen synthesis, so it's able to you're able to regain a youthful appearance in your skin, in your hair, in your nails, anything that provides collagen. So it does help with joints. It helps with physical appearance, but stepped on to a super physiological level, it could definitely create some issues. You know, one of the biggest dangers for bodybuilding and the bodybuilding community is heart attacks, anything that's a cardiovascular type disease. And a lot of the times people will blast crazy 20 IUs, 25 IUs of growth hormone. Their heart enlarges. The bigger your heart is, the
25 IUs?
A lot of bodybuilders that use super physiological levels of growth hormone, their heart enlarges, and that definitely decreases their life expectancy. So, you know, a lot of the times they'll say like anytime you're an inch bigger than the reference of what an average male is, your life expectancy goes down a little bit. One of the biggest causes of that is actually the size of your heart. The bigger it is, usually life expectancy tends to go down. 20 IUs.
Boy's got a big heart.
Big heart, short life.
If you're trying to have like a half natty aesthetic or like a disease aesthetic or something that looks at least somewhat natural, or you just want to run TRT and some other stuff, then I recommend you not doing anything growth hormone related that isn't above you know, a range of like around 2 to 3 IUs.
Yeah.
So growth hormone secretagogues like tesamorelin, MK677, those are probably going to put you somewhere around, assuming that you were taking like 2 IUs of growth hormone a day anyways.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a good, healthy, reasonable range. Number 4 is anoretics and diuretics. And the reason that I put this above growth hormone, you'll see these changes long term, whereas diuretics, you know, you can see this almost, like within the next day or so. So you take diuretics, it's going to flush out all your water weight. I think they're really dangerous to a degree. I think you should be aware of what's going on with your body's hydration and your fluids and all this stuff if you're doing diuretics at all. It's pretty common in the bodybuilding competing industry to take diuretics before a show, even if it's something as little as Expel. But a lot of competitors also will take Diazide before a show, and there's definitely like a lot of dangerous things that can happen.
Yeah,
one time,
been deaths.
Yeah,
because of them.
Oh, dude! So my last regional show that I won first overall, I actually cramped up on stage so bad that they had to stop the show for 10 minutes because I was just on the side trying to like uncramp.
Jesus.
Yeah, because it was literally just a show off between me and the other guy for overall.
Yeah.
They had to just stop the show.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
yeah, dude, your electrolytes are just flushed.
I definitely took Expel and Diazide for that.
Bet you look fucking sick though.
I look fucking sick though. I'm pretty sure Aziz died because he was taking a combination of like Clentren and diuretics.
Yeah.
Did a lot of bad shit to his heart, and then he was probably taking ecstasy too, knowing that he's raving in Australia to hard style music. He was probably running some ecstasy too.
Yeah.
Some stimulants.
Yeah.
So add that all together, and that definitely sounds like a recipe for a heart attack. Number 3.
SARMS. SARMS, baby. So SARMS stands for Selective Androgen Receptor Modulator. It's a pretty polarizing issue. There's a lot of people saying that it does wonders, a lot of people saying it's overrated, it's hyped up. There is a lot of hype that comes with SARMS. So by definition, it's selective and it binds to your androgen receptors. So it is fairly benign in terms of the androgenic side effects that come with it. A lot of times people don't realize that SARMs do suppress your natural testosterone. So if you don't take it with any type of TRT or testosterone supplementation, it can tank your testosterone to a certain degree. You will expect to see some lean muscle mass.
Bro, scientist, baby, let's go. Lean muscle mass.
It's pretty consistent with the growth. It'd be pretty benign in terms of the testosterone or anything else you'd be taking, but it would definitely, you would expect to see some physical changes. It kind of sticks to the younger population, especially the younger fitness world. A lot of people are hyping up SARMs. They take a lot of SARMs. But like I said, you got to realize that a lot of companies, they'll back up their claims by kind of unfounded evidence in terms of the potential benefits and also negating the potential risks. So really for SARMs, it's kind of an unfounded science. There's not a lot of research or literature that's gone into it so far.
And number 2 and number 1, tied for the top 2, because I don't really know how to split them up, but I do have like an opinion on them, is androgenic anabolic steroids. Ass.
I'm talking about ass.
These are going to be the things that affect your physical changes the most, both short-term and long-term. Obviously, all depending on dosage and what you're taking. I thought that the more aromatizing compounds could be placed as number 2, and then the DHT derivatives, or the ones that are more drying, could be placed as number 1.
Yeah.
With respect to short-term usage. Aromatizing compounds are going to help you build muscle over the long term. You're also going to gain water weight when you're on them. You could have some virilization as well as some masculinization while you're on them. Same thing with the DHTs to a degree, but the DHTs I think will create a greater change in your physical appearance.
Yeah.
If you are lean and then you're taking them in the short term, say you do like an 8-week cycle, say you do like a 4-week, 5-week cycle of just halotestin and you're already at 8% body fat, you're gonna look drastically different from the beginning of that cycle to 4 weeks later on that halotestin if you're already at that 8% body fat. Now, if you're not at that 8% body fat, then the physical changes in appearance I think are going to be minimal to maybe even none. Obviously, the steroids that are going to create the greatest changes in your physical appearance, I believe, are going to be the ones that are also going to be the most deleterious to your biomarkers and to your health and your organs long term. So things like, for example, halotestin and trenbolone, that shit is going to make you look like a fucking cow. Quick
cow gains.
Quick cow gains, baby. Every person reacts to it differently, but you would get really dry, but you could also start like having your hair fall out. You could get a lot of acne issues and stuff. And then there's a lot of other things that happen with that aren't even changes to physical appearance, but like night sweats, heart issues. Now, suppose that you go down this long road of taking tren for like a long period of time, it's going to affect your organs, which then is also going to affect even more of your external features, like your hair, skin, your nails, just how you look, your face. You can honestly look like you age a lot quicker by blasting these things.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, even in the past when I was competing, I always stuck to the most moderate dosages. I didn't want to blast anything that would like cause like virilization and stuff like that to to large effect. Assuming that you were going to grow a certain way in your physical appearance from the age of like 22 to 26, but then during that time, instead of just staying natural, you decided to just start blasting a lot of tests or blasting a lot of tren, I can assure you that like when you come off of all of that and you decided to have the same level of testosterone as you were before, either because you took TRT or you PCT'd correctly or something somehow, then I think you would look drastically different at 26 if you had blasted all that stuff. Like your face would look different. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, you know, with testosterone too, a lot of people don't realize this, but when you take super physiological levels of testosterone, your collagen synthesis actually goes down. So for a lot of people who are taking or blasting testosterone for long periods of time, they do get a drastic change in their appearance due to almost like aging. So their face is literally aging because of the reduction of collagen. You get wrinkles in your face. You look more weathered, and then along with the androgenic side effects you get, so virilization side effects, hair loss, things like pronounced masculine features, it does tend to make you look older.
But yeah, so short term for aromatizing compounds, water retention. If you add AIs like arimidex, stuff like that, that's going to lower your estrogen and obviously also decrease your water retention. So thus, that's going to be a short term change in physical appearance as well. I know a lot of you guys just want to jump on these things in order to like create a change in your appearance as fast as possible. And I mean, if you really wanted to just look different ASAP, if you were already shredded, then I don't recommend any of this, but like a DHT compound is probably something that someone would take in order for them to have a more hard and full look by the end of like their cycle. And then if you're like just trying to build muscle for the long term, obviously you're going to do more aromatizing compounds. You might stick to just like test, maybe, I don't know, D-bol, I don't know what else.
Basics, you know, test, D-bol. Deca, yeah. Susanon, yeah.
Some people have gotten their bloods checked in primo as like
tank their estrogen.
Yeah, has lowered their estrogen. Yeah. Everything just depends on the person though, really, you know.
That's very, yeah. Well, you know, some people, they don't even respond to Arimidex. They'll take Arimidex and there's like very little suppression of their estrogen.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even think. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we're all just like, we're all our own lab rats, man. Which is why I think it's hard for us to just listen to somebody that isn't someone who is literally looking at all your biomarkers and all the data and then helping you through with all that stuff. Yeah. If they're not looking at your biomarkers constantly, it's kind of hard to like take a cycle from them.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's...
I'm not going to call out any coaches, you know. Maybe some coaches know what they're doing.
Yeah. It's important, man. I mean, it's literally the instructions of your body. So it tells you a lot of things, just the biomarkers. And like we've been talking about, it's different for everyone. So there's some general characteristics that each drug has, but for each person, I mean, the responses can be completely different. Some people aromatize more than others. Some people barely aromatize. Some people respond strongly to testosterone. Some people don't. I mean, it's different for everyone.
Yeah. Number 0 is Cialis.
Great for everything.
The best change in physical appearance, almost instantly.
Instant dick gains.
Instantly hard. Cialis veins, baby. Who needs fucking Sony's testosterone when you got Cialis? Oh, fuck you, Sony.
You fake natty.
Everyone thinks Sony and Fu are fake natties.
I don't blame them, man. They look great.
Yeah, Fu looks nut. Yeah. Dude, they both look shredded as fuck.
They look stupid.
Yeah, they do look stupid. But then you see them in person and they're just like, so cute.
It's the proportions, bro. Don't be fooled by the camera.
I'm just playing. It's all lighting, dude. Bodybuilding's all lighting.
Yeah, regardless.
We don't even look that great. It's literally all lighting, dude. I swear.
Yeah, wish you fat fucks. You're like, dude, you're like 30% body fat.
If you guys don't already, follow Nathan on Instagram. That's Nathan Brooks 1. He needs to change his username to Gorilla Brooks Fit.
Gorilla Brooks
Fit. I don't know why he hasn't changed it yet.
Yeah.
And then his TikTok is Brooks_built.
Yes, sir.
And then follow me on Instagram, especially if you want to keep up to update with my stories. That's where I post literally everything live. I post like my diet. I post any promos that I'm doing at Nile Niga. And then you can follow my TikTok at Nile_Niga as well. And then we're drinking Oxy Shred. That's EHP Labs. Code Nile10 for an extra 10% off. Shit gets me wired as fuck.
Shit gets me horny as fuck.
Who needs cocaine when you've got Oxy Shred, baby? The clothes I wear. Oh, Young LA, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, code Nile for an extra 15% off of that shit. They have new drops literally twice every month, and then they have 2 restocks every month too. Sick shit. They have a huge drop on the 23rd, February 23rd. They got these sick new fucking sweats that are coming out. Oh, I can't really show them, but this is like the comfiest fucking sweats that I've ever worn. And I've worn these black sweats for 3-4 days straight, and they smell like shit. But they're fire. They're fire, and I really recommend that you guys buy them right now. If you want to check out the HRT Clinic, where we get our medications prescribed, not the steroids. We get a lot of things like tesamorelin, ipamorelin, our testosterone for TRT. We get all these things from Transcend HRT. They have a lot of really cool things. They even have injectable glutathione, which is really good for your liver. A lot of amazing things, and for some of the best prices in the industry. So if you guys want to check that out, click my link below in the description. That is Transcend HRT.
Yo, I'm low-key about to change my fucking name right now.
No way. Are you really? Wait.
I've tried to do it, but it doesn't fucking work.
Honestly though, if you like change it, well,
what?
I mean, maybe you might as well, right?
What?
Instead of Nathan Brooks 1. It's just we've promoted you as Nathan Brooks 1 on so many different things.
I know.
It's like,
I know. That's why I'm in a bind, because I'm like, I don't know if I should change it.
I think you just gotta decide in the long run like what you want your name to be.
Yeah, I mean, everyone comments that I'm a fucking gorilla.
I know, you might as well change it to gorilla, dude.
Like, I'll post something and it's like the gorilla has left the cage.
Right?
Yeah. Gorilla emojis. Ook.
Ook, ook. Ook. If you guys
when he escapes the zoo, bro, like, yeah.
If you guys watch this video, comment ook ook on our next post.
Gorilla boy. Let's fucking go. Ook ook.
Ook ook. Alright. Thanks for watching, boys. See you guys next time.
Yeah. Sick.
Let's go! I would be so pissed if it didn't record any of this audio.
That was clean, bro. I don't know if we'd be able to do it like that again, to be honest.